Roger Ailes, the late, great Roger Ailes, political consultant and gifted TV producer. Got his start on the Mike Douglas show, actually working in television. And here he is, picture with Richard Nixon. He consulted him, told him everything he needed to know about television. Roger is on the right, Nixon is in the middle there. Told him, look, you got to master television, and once you do that, you'll master politics. And that's what happened. He won 1968 in large part because of Roger's work in television. Just an absolutely brilliant man, a real patriot. Worked many years in politics and television. Perhaps his greatest contribution, though, Fox News Channel. He started Fox News. Now, Roger left Fox, I think it was in 2016, and he died in 2017. Great man. I knew him well. In fact, he gave me my biggest opportunity, network correspondent at Fox News. There was a new film, a documentary about him, and finally, it's sympathetic. There have been some nasty books and movies out there, but Man in the Arena, I can't wait to see it. Here's the trailer.
I tend to think of it as something I've done, which my critics would not have done.
If I were to pick the most consequential conservative of the modern era, it would be Roger Ailes.
And so he engineers presidencies, and then he engineers the most successful news network ever.
What Roger Ailes did was create somewhat of a miracle, and it's called Fox News.
He was one of the most creative people anywhere in America in the news business.
Love to sort of be the agitator.
Roger, you are, face it, I mean, to Democrats, you're a good villain.
Looks like a great film. Michael Barnes is an attorney, but he also directed this film, Man in the Arena. Congratulations. It looks fantastic. Michael Barnes, welcome to Newsmax.
All right, thank you, Greg.
So let's face it, there's been a lot of nasty projects, movies. He's been portrayed as a villain. This does not look like that. Tell us how this all came about and why you took this approach.
Well, we've tried to be fair and balanced with the film, as you mentioned. There's a number of books, hundreds of articles, 3 films that come to the market that are very anti-Roger and anti-Fox News. So I was interested in looking at Roger's history and his contributions really from a more balanced perspective and in context of what he'd done. And as I dug in further and further, I was astounded at what he had done over his life. Most of it I didn't know. And that's what we try to portray in the film, is putting in the proper context of his entire life, the good and the bad, so that people can come away with a more rounded, contextual understanding of who he was and why he was so important.
I look forward to it very much. Listen, I'm fascinated by Nixon, and I'm also fascinated by Roger. Here's a moment from the film talking about, I guess, Richard Nixon. I haven't seen it yet, but roll it.
I was 28 years old. I came back one day. Up from rehearsal, he says, that's too bad a guy has to rely on a gimmick to get elected. I said, if you think television's a gimmick, you're going to lose again. I think it was the again that got him. I don't care what I said to him. I didn't know him.
He was not rude, but he speaks his mind. I mean, he doesn't think that anybody's going to be offended by blunt talk.
Very well done, by the way. And it looks like you talk to every important person in America right now in politics and in news.
I think I sort of hit the bullseye with my group of interviewees, that's for sure.
All right, well done there. And I actually want to play another clip. This is, I guess, about the start of Fox News in 1996 when they actually flipped the switch. It wasn't a start without bumps, as I recall. Let's play that.
It was definitely a kind of joke.
Hello.
Advan Greg.
We've got some incorrect audio coming across.
Due to technical difficulties, we did not hear Stan.
We weren't very good at television yet. Everything didn't work.
There's literally something on fire. All right, well, we'll get a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Literally, they were just this idiotic startup, right? Nobody cared. Nobody thought they were going to be. This is CNN.
So, rough start, but what? Maybe 6 years later, they were beating CNN, and I think they took control, what, in 2002? And they've been on top ever since?
I think right after 9/11, Greta Van Susteren tells us that that was the last time Fox was ever in second or third place.
Wow. And they have changed, potentially, history. Would there be George W. Bush? Would he have won? Would Donald Trump have become president without Fox News? By the way, Roger Ailes was very, very competitive, and he looked at those ratings very, very closely. Another clip.
Wanted ratings. He wanted high ratings.
I had to beat him. My job was to beat them. You have to create ratings. I mean, in the end, it's about ratings. And if you can't get ratings, you don't survive.
He had this tremendous fierce competitiveness.
Roger put a Fox News billboard across from CNN's headquarters.
It was...
All right, kind of cut off there. By the way, the family of Roger Ailes, did you talk to them? I know he has a brother who's a doctor, his wife, Beth, and his son, who's actually off the charts brilliant, Zachary. Did you get to talk to them?
I did, and they're interviewed in the film, the entire family. So that was part of why the film, I think, is different than other treatments, is we had the primary sources. The family spoke with us, the people who worked most closely with him, his clients. As you mentioned, we have a number of presidents archivally and otherwise in the movie. So it's the primary sources and media tapes and discussions with the family and close co-workers to really make the film.
Excellent, Michael. As we go to break and we look at this amazing artwork that comes with the movie, where can you see this documentary, please?
The best place is to go to maninthearena.com, and you can click right through to Amazon and the other digital platforms that it's offered on. So maninthearena.com, take you right to the digital platforms.
maninthearena.com. Can't wait. Michael Barnes, thank you very much. It looks like you really captured who he was. I haven't seen it yet. I look forward to it. It's a Friday night. That's what I'll do this weekend. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thanks, Greg.
All right.